Hi, hello, welcome to another video and another horse shopping video. This time, Halloween edition. I usually don't do event horse shopping videos. I did do one this summer and I'm doing one now. Both for the same reason, a lot of IRL stuff happened and Bella and I, who usually go do all our event horse shopping together, have had a little bit of like a mismatching schedule. So I'm treating you to come go horse shopping with me. Which does include Bella, because I know you're watching this video. That felt like a threat. I'm gonna start this video with that teeny tiny disclaimer. If you hear weird grunting noises in the background, there's a deer right outside my window. And he's very annoying. I think he's quiet in this moment, but he was right before I started recording, he was still there. So I think he's still there. It's pitch black, I can't see. It's on the countryside. But I can hear him. So if you ever heard weird grunting noises, it's the deer. I can't get rid of him. He decided that the patio outside my window was the perfect place to stand and scream. So we're just gonna have to roll with that because I'm kind of recording this video last minute. I was dog sitting for Bella for 3 days at her place, and I was playing games, like, not all the time, obviously. I spend most time hanging out with the dog in question, but I had my laptop, so I could play games, and but I can't record on the laptop. And also I did edit parts of Tuesday's video. Or, no, I made a thumbnail. I had already edited the video. But yeah, so I came back at like 11 p.m. last night. I came home. And I've just been very tired today and decided to prioritize some real life stuff. But now I'm here, I'm recording, and we're gonna go horse shopping. So, let's get on with it. I don't know, have I shown my Halloween outfit yet on YouTube? I think I have on YouTube, not on Instagram. But I'm a haunted doll this year. I'm very proud of this outfit. But we are obviously here to buy Bixbite and Galvatair? Yeah, Galvatair, or Galvatair, and as well as their pets. So, who should... I'm gonna start with Bixbite because I forgot to think about names, but... Oh, this is so pretty and it's dappled. I'm a big fan of vampires, so a vampire horse is perfect. Walk, trot, canter, the gallop. Is this based on... Yeah, it's the Self-Français. Self-Français? I don't know how to say it. So, which is a very pretty horse. Yeah, so you can do the, like, bunny hops. Can the Self-Français do that? It's like Self-François, maybe? I don't know. I don't speak French. I speak Swedish and English. But yeah, we're gonna buy them both. But I'm gonna make Eternal. Makes sense for a vampire, I think. Actually, I didn't read the story. Does it say anything about like a gender in here? I can hear the deer right now. I really hope the microphone can pick this up. This is like back when I still lived in my apartment in the city, and there's a military base here close by where I lived. And sometimes I could hear like gunshots because of the military. And I would always be like in the video apologizing about like, I'm so sorry if you could hear a gun firing. It's a military base next to where I live, like right next to it. So that's why, like, you don't have to worry, but I always want to put the disclaimer, and always when I want to edit the video, you can never hear the gunshot. But I was always like, if I hear it, maybe you can hear it. So I wanted to, like, put it out there so no one has to worry. Like, I was living next to a military base. Like, it was to the point that I didn't always hear it. Like, I would sleep through military trainings. And in the beginning, though, it was really horrible in the beginning. But that's beside the point. So I'm hoping you can't hear the deer, but I can hear the deer, and he's driving me mad. I hope he goes away before I go to sleep. No, it doesn't seem to say a gender, which I actually prefer. Do we want Bixbite? I'm gonna do Bixbite as stallion, I think. And I kind of have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, it won't work. So you can only have blood, I guess, as a second name, yes. I want to do bloodstone. But I guess that won't work. Do I have like silver? Silver blood. That could work because of the silver jewelry. Actually, kind of interesting that this horse has silver, like, jewelry with the red stones, because vampires are allergic to silver. I'm not allergic, like, it's... Silver is one of the things that can kill a vampire, right? I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, silver blood could be cool. I'm gonna go with silver blood. This reminds me of a book. I read it back in like 2017. So I can't really remember much of it. And I did start to reread a couple years ago, but I never finished it. But it's called Red Queen, I think is the English title. I have it in Swedish, which is why I'm confused. But I think it's Red Queen. I'm looking at my bookshelf. This is the one that's to the side of me, so I don't have to turn around to see it. But the text for the author is too small. I think her name is Victoria. Maybe it's something like Victoria. I can't remember her last name, and I can't tell from this distance. But it's like certain people have like silver blood and superpowers. Kind of interesting. I really liked it when I was 15 in 2017, and I read it. So I think it's a great YA book. I don't know if I would like it today because I haven't read it again. I have the second book and never finished that actually. So maybe I should like start a second reread of Red Queen, actually finish it, and then read Glass Sword, which is the second book. Once again, if the Swedish title is a direct translation, because I have it in Swedish. But I haven't like finished it. And I will have to think about that. That's not relevant to the video. But I used silver blood, like, but yeah, I think like there's like a couple of characters obviously in the book that we meet that are silver blood. I'm trying to remember their names. It's like could I call this horse? I can't remember what they're called though. It's been like 8 years. I think I can be forgiven for not remembering names, considering I can't remember all the names of the people I went to high school with, and that was a lot more recent. So yeah, I suck at remembering names, by the way. That's not something personal. If I can't remember your name, it's not personal. It's like I can remember a lot of random facts about you, but I will not remember your name. Despite my best efforts. If you want to bring it back to like close friends, Bella, I've known her for like 23 years, and yes, if you're in my bio, I am 23 years. We've known each other our entire lives. I think it took me till I was like maybe like 5 or 6 until I can consistently remember her name. Her real name. Bella is not her real name. Bella is her Star Stable name. For a long while, I just knew her as like the girl who lived in that house, which like the house she lived in. I just couldn't remember her name. Now I can remember her name, but also it's like I've had a lot of years to learn it. This is all over the place. This is gonna be silver blood. We're buying this horse. And yeah, it's late at night. It's like 9 p.m. It's 9:20 p.m. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna send Bixbite to the stable. And we're gonna buy Galvatair. So, and this one is based on something else. Brasilis, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a Hanoverian! I love the Hanoverians. They're very tall. Yeah, I love the animations. Obviously the same ones, and this can also do the bunny jumps, but it's the same like animations as obviously all other Hanoverians. And I love these patterns, they're so cool. And they only have one, so I love when they do details like that. So yeah. Do I have anything like lightning? I have light. I have ling. Lightling. Or lightning. I think it's one. And I actually want Galvatair to be a mare. But also eternal. Which makes sense, I think. From Monster Horse. So this is Lightning. I think that's a cool name. I'm so proud that I came up with that. Right here. Like, I'm feeling so proud. Let's buy Galvatair, aka Lightning. And she's gonna be one of the coolest horses in my stable. And she's like practically glowing in the dark. Like, oh my god. Look at her. Send her to the stable. Okay, we need to go back to stable. That's a little tip actually right here. So call home to the entrance doesn't work, not this button. But if you want to get back here quickly, like maybe you're up grabbing the championship thing before a champ, and you want to quickly get back here because you run out of time, press the cogwheel, and you can return to entrance from there. It's just that the call home button doesn't work. That works with other festivals with hubs too, like winter. FYI, because I recently told Bella about this because she's like, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, the phone button doesn't work. The pretty new feature is like a little over a year old now. That doesn't work. But if you still go the old way of opening the menu, you can also do that with the escape key on your keyboard. You can still use the call for pickup thing here, but while you're in the separate world, it will say like return to entrance, and you can do that if you want to like be able to leave quickly, or if you get stuck somewhere. It's a really neat feature to have. I forgot what we're doing. I have moved back here. I missed it. Bella also moved back here, so I decided to move back home. I guess the video project where we were moving around for, it's indefinitely put on ice, which it was already months ago. We just kept moving around anyway because yeah, of real life stuff happening. But that's not what we're here for. I just want to check out. No, I forgot the pets. I'm very disappointed in myself. And this is my little hat from when I run champs, so I get max stats. But I don't think it suits the like, it's the best I have for the costume, but like it's not great. I'm pretty sure it's max stat otherwise. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's a max stat with the hat. So it's a good for champing. But yeah. I wear the hat for champs. Sometimes after as well, because I forget. But I want to ride Silverblood. I think it's a very cool horse. And ooh. Just a whole, it's so adorable. Oh, he is so adorable. Ooh. Okay, I'm so excited for this horse. I want to get to train him. I don't know when though, because I have like... I've already bought, you know, the Icelandics and Shire horses and the Jorvik ponies. But yeah, we're going... Oh, right. I forgot. Let's get you to level 2 so that you can run. I forgot the pets. How could I forget the pets? Did you see the little thing he did with his foot? Or was like, I only saw it at the corner of my eyes. I'm not sure it was even there. But now I'm like, was it there? Did I see something? Okay. Run back, run back, run back. Ooh. I just fell through the portal. Kept sliding. Okay. I mean, it's like we say in Sweden. What you don't have in your head, you get to have in your legs. Or you have to have in your legs. Okay, the things you forget, you're gonna have to go back for. It's kind of weird saying, but kind of all sayings are weird, right? Okay, the pets. We have this goat. This devilish goat. A little fun fact about me, I was very shocked when I found out in other Christian countries. I guess Sweden is technically a Christian country. We have like 1,000 years of history being Christian, even if we're not even... We're like the least religious country on earth, I'm pretty sure. Just FYI. But like we have a very long history of Christianity. And considering we still have like pagan stuff that has still a bit of influence on our culture today, it's probably gonna be a long while before any Christian, if any Christian like culture influence is ever lost. It's probably gonna be a very long while, because we have over 1,000 years since we stopped a certain culture, and part of that culture is still influencing us. But yeah, as someone in a Christian country, I guess, I was shocked when I like 16 found out the devil is like supposedly associated with goats, or like goats are associated with devil, I guess. I learned that from watching Lucifer on Netflix. And I was so confused, because in Sweden, if you can't tell from the fact that we have Yule goats in game, goats are a symbol of Christmas. I grew up with the stories written by Elsa Beskow, a Swedish author and illustrator, and she wrote a bunch of like children's stories that are very like popular till this day. Is her name like Beatrix Potter? I don't know anything about her, but I know like people online will talk about her from English-speaking countries, and like her books and her illustrations. Based on the vibe from people online, I would say Elsa Beskow is like the Swedish version of that. From like the 1800s. I don't know when Beatrix Potter lived. I don't know anything about Beatrix Potter. But Elsa Beskow I do know, because I grew up on her stories. And obviously they take place in a time when they were written, in the 1800s. And I mean, in the Christmas story, about she has this like series of stories, and it's about these two children, and they're adopted by 3 women, and they're known as Lady Green, Lady Brown, and Lady like Violet, I think you would translate it. And it's the stories about these children and their life, and with these 3 ladies and their dogs, and also like the neighboring man is Sir Blue or something, how you translate it. And in Christmas story, they're visited by the Yule goat, which is like the predecessor to Santa. It was like a goat man, like in a coat, and would have like a goat mask and would deliver presents. And that's like what we had before we had Santa Claus in Sweden. So like, I had a little bit of like a had to stare out into space moment when I learned that in other countries goats are associated with the devil. Because I'm like, the goats is a symbol of Christmas. Yeah, that's the opposite. But this is a very big tangent. Devilish looking goat. But in my head, goats are still Christmas. So are pigs. Just a lot of side notes. That's probably a little weird, but yeah, we're gonna get Scarlet, this adorable goat, and Volt. Kind of scary looking owl, but I want them. I need them. I need them all. Now, we can return. And, I guess we can put the goat in the... Oh! Red sparkles! Oh my god, so cute. I mean, Scarlet is cute. And the deer is back and louder this time. Did not think that was possible, but I stand corrected. Should like put in the video description in collaboration with the deer, local deer. I'm so bitter about that deer, but I know he probably won't leave before I go to bed. And I know I won't be able to sleep because of him. Because I've had this problem a lot before. Over the years. So I'm just sitting here like knowing what my fate will be. But yeah, it's just... I love this horse. I'm a vampire fan. We know this. This has been known. Especially if you like been hanging out on my Instagram since back in 2021 when I found the account. I often wore my vampire makeup. I did up until the character got updated. I don't like how the full cover like face makeups have this like neck thing right now, because it's much more obvious that it's a makeup now than it was before. When you can see where it blends. I don't like it. I really, really don't like it. So, yeah. But I love vampires, and I found them very fascinating and interesting as a child. Funnily enough, I don't like Twilight, though. Albeit, I've only seen the movies. And the first movie isn't bad. It's like an average, like, rom-com, I would say. Like, it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't bad. And then, like, it goes downhill very fast from there. In my opinion, you're allowed to like them. I don't personally. So if you, like anyone else, or like me, if you, like me, were told by someone else that you weren't allowed to like vampires if you hadn't seen Twilight, I'm giving you permission to say, yes, you can like them without seeing Twilight. Because arguably, I liked vampires less after seeing Twilight. But yeah, it's so many side tangents, but that is, that is me. Those are my videos. Look at these, like, details in the main. I know some people were like, this is such a downgrade from last year's horses. And last year's horses were epic. But honestly, I kind of prefer a vampire horse to the themes we got last year, because they were very cool. I agree with that, and very high quality. But I weren't, like, I bought them for the sole purpose of, like, I buy every limited edition horse. I like these more, because this is a theme I'm interested in. I wasn't interested in a carousel horse. It's a really cool horse, and I think I talked about it last year, at least on my Instagram. And I really like them. But I wasn't really excited for them. And that's why everyone and their mother was super excited for them. And I was excited about, like, the quality and, like, all the 3D details. That is what excited to me. Like, the show of, like, what is possible in the future, considering what they had already achieved. Not the actual themes, not the actual horses. And then, like, when I rode, especially Bolt, who had, like, custom sound effects, that got interesting afterwards. But I wasn't interested beforehand. I wouldn't like those horses as much as I do unless I bought them. And I kind of only bought them because they were limited edition. This horse, even if I wasn't buying every horse that was limited edition, I would probably buy this horse still. Because even though these chains are 2D, like, I just love the theme. I love the mane and the texture of the mane. I love how you can kind of see these veins on the horse, and they kind of look almost like empty. Because obviously the horse, if it's a vampire, is going to be drained of blood. And all the, like, the bat looking ears, the red eyes, the glow from the nostrils, how, like, pale, and also, like, the grayish shadowing, like, it really looks like sickly pale, the whole horse. And obviously more vein textures on the legs. There's some daylight so you can tell better. And I do really like the jewelry. It's like, it's really cool. And honestly, if like a horse wore jewelry, I think it would be something like this. So personally, I really like it because I'm interested in the theme. And then obviously we also have this. And once again, we have this kind of more messy main style, and I enjoy that. We don't have a lot of horses with that. We have the dapples. It's a really nice grey horse. And obviously we have normal looking ears, but you can still like see a little bit of like veins and stuff on the horse's legs. So yeah, and also like a reddish shade on the eyes. But that at first glance kind of looks brown. So yeah, personally, I really enjoy this horse. I really like it. Let's look at Galvatair. I'm not gonna put an outfit on. I did that because I forgot to buy the pets. So yeah, Galvatair, it's a very, very cool horse. Once again, like we have all these like popping veins, but almost in a way of like it doesn't look like scarring from lightning, but it reminds, because we have so many of them, especially like here around, it looks like electric scarring. I guess maybe not lightning, but definitely from electricity. I've only seen scarring from lightning once, and it was like educational purposes in school when I was like 14. We got to see like a person that got struck by lightning, and he talked about like surviving getting struck by lightning. So yeah, but like, so obviously like we have the electric field. We can see the rib cage, and like kind of like the kind of hinting to the skeleton under there by glowing. Like rib cage really clear, and here in the face pretty clear, even though like teeth doesn't go that far up. But here as well, like in the, this is not called the hip because it's in the back. All right, yeah. Oh wait, this is the hip. This is the shoulder. That's the hip. I do know a little bit of horse anatomy actually. But also like in the legs, like it's hinting to it being there, like, and then maybe like the skin almost being a little bit not quite transparent, but definitely not fully opaque. And obviously like the mane standing on ends, and the tail also like feeling a little bit electrified, and also like the spine. This is very, very cool. And obviously the bolts. Oh, we have like little lightning glowing cracks in the hooves, and also have the stitching. Yeah, it's just very cool, very well done. And obviously kind of glows at night too, right? And then she is here during the day, and obviously I love this pattern. It's very unique. That's what I also really, really love about the magic horses, is how, you know, they have a lot more unique coat colors and like patterns and colors that we don't usually get to see in the game otherwise a lot. And also this also kind of hints a little bit to like the spread of lightning, right? How they can spread out and all zigzag and split and then rejoin, and So that is also kind of hinting at it, but in a definitely much more subtle manner. And I really, really, really like that. So yeah, let's go back into stable. Should I just like line you guys up? Lightning, and I should probably take my outfit so I have it when I need to later. But yeah, let's put you down here. So yeah, 2 very pretty Halloween horses. I'm aware not everyone loves these, but I really, really like them. I think they're very unique, cool concepts. And I like having a magical Frankenstein horse, especially since we have the, like, magic Halloween powder for the starter horse, but obviously then it turns the starter horse into the end 1.5 horse, so it doesn't look great, but you know, that was back in the day when we didn't have as many magical horses. We only had like the Nixies and the Windfalls. I think both of them were still called Jorvik Wild Horses. That was so long ago. Like, Galloper's Keep was not a thing when those powders released. I spent so much star coins on them. And I've never used them. They're in my wardrobe because I need them for the future. I don't know. Thank you, the silver blood. Thank you. I just stepped all over this porcelain doll. I'm just cracked now. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please consider leaving a like and a comment. You know, let me know. Have you bought any of these horses? Are you going to buy any of these horses? Obviously, they're leaving on Wednesday, so you know this is the last chance. What are your thoughts on the pets? Are you gonna get the pets or just horses? Like, pets are very expensive in this game. Let's be honest. Once again, I'm buying them because they're limited edition. Because I'm a collector, and that's not good for my wallet. So yeah. But yeah, what are your thoughts on horses? Like, what do you like the most about them, or the least? Like, maybe you don't like these horses at all. That's fine, because we all have our own opinions. But yeah. Thank you once again so much for watching. Also, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I post a lot of Star Stable videos, but occasionally I do something else as well. But yeah, please consider subscribing, and I guess I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye!